Coming up next on the Zapata Brand Boxing Podcast, Mackenzie Mazur, who'll be fighting on the repeat or revenge card as the co-main event, April 27th, 2024 at 6 p.m. at the Berwick High School. She's joined by her coach, Claudie Kenyon. All that and more on the Zapata Brand Boxing Podcast. Hey guys, welcome to the Zapata Brand Boxing Podcast, brought to you by Ringside. Go to ringside.com/podcast and get yourself 40% off selected brands. And as you all know, April 27, 2024, 6 o'clock at the Berwick High School, there's a big event, repeat or revenge. And who else to bring on than the co-main event? We have Mackenzie Mazur and her coach, Coach Claudie Kenyon. And I'm going to turn to the fighter now. She is now going in as the co-main event here in her second fight. The first fight going in, Mackenzie, the first question I want to ask you, okay, is probably the obvious that you get. You're a Penn State graduate. You're obviously very educated. You're a nurse. You're attractive. Why boxing?
Yeah, I get that question all the time. Whenever I tell people I box, it goes one of two ways. People think it's cool, or people are immediately like, why? Like, you're going to break your face. Like, that's what my mom always says, and I laugh. But I've just always had an interest in it. My dad, since we were little, would just have the mitts, and we would just mess around in the kitchen. I'm a girl with only brothers, so I grew up kind of rough and rugged a little bit. So,
where did you grow up?
Massachusetts.
Yeah. So you made a trek to Penn State, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you went there for a nursing degree.
You're right.
Okay, and when going there, did you go on the Penn State boxing team or no?
No, I did not.
So when did boxing sort of like leak its way in?
So it really picked up, I'd say, about 18 months ago. My dad and I would kind of always do classes back home and just easy stuff like titles and stuff like that, just cardio classes more so. And it was at our home gym that one of the coaches there was kind of like, we have a good group of girls, like if you're interested in sparring. And that was 2 summers ago, and it was just light. It wasn't like what I'm doing now with Coach Claudie here, but it was definitely kind of opened my eyes into the sparring world and all of that. And I just like fell in love with the technicality of the sport and kind of getting better at it with each step. So
now obviously you're in the healthcare industry as a nurse. Did that play a part into you making the decision to switch to boxing, or were you always a competitive athlete? Because you look like an athlete just in general.
Yeah. I was always a competitive athlete.
Yeah. Oh, and that was from high school all the way through your college career?
I didn't play sports in college.
Oh, you did not? You just did straight get your RN, right?
Yep.
Okay. So now let's go fast forward a little bit before we get to Coach Claudie here. So you fast forward, where did you first say, I want to actually compete in an actual fight itself?
Yeah, that was kind of when I started that first summer. It was light, but at the end of the summer, I was kind of working all summer towards this sparring showcase. And it was a good experience. My competitor was definitely more skilled than I was. So definitely kind of humbled me and opened my eyes up to it, but it just kind of fueled me going forward. That when I was moving right after that summer. So I moved here in August, September, and that's just kind of fueled me to find a new gym and keep kind of going on this wave that was starting for me, because I was really just becoming more and more interested, and Claudie really just opened me up and helped me really fix my mistakes and showed me or allowed me to kind of participate in more competitions moving forward and getting the work in that I needed to be able to get there and be comfortable.
Right. Well, Coach Claudie, you're on deck here. Okay, so Mackenzie walks into your gym. Now was it the United Central PA Boxing Club at the time, or was it not?
No, we were still under Capital Punishment Boxing Club.
Okay.
I was a coach for them. United Central PA came about in January. We opened up the gym.
Okay, so first question: she walks into the door. She wants to fight. What is your initial reaction?
Are you serious? Because she's a real laid back girl. I mean, you want to hear people out of her.
It's the impression I get of her is she actually reminds me of the girl that she's fighting. They're almost identical. Yeah. Both RNs, both blonde hair, both extremely smart and talented. I don't get it, but it matched. So I could imagine you as, and do you have children, Claudie?
Yes. Okay,
so you seeing her fighting, what was your first initial after you said, "Are you serious?" and she said, "Yes, I am." What was your kind of test to see if she really was serious about pursuing boxing?
In the ring with some girls that can really whop, and she took punches and then kept on coming forward. I'm like, okay, well, I got something here. She got heart. That's all I needed to see. As long as she got heart, I could choose everything else.
Right. And so now let's go a little bit fast forward. So let's say she says 18 months. Were you working with her for the entire 18 months?
No, she came to me last summer. What's the last summer?
Yeah.
Last summer. I was working for like good 4 or 5 months. But she was already polished for us, technical wise, because like I said, she boxed before. So when I first put her on the mitts the first day she got to ring me, I want to see what she had. We did some pad work, and her punches was down, her technique was, I had to correct some minor stuff, but she knew how to punch. She knew every combination, so that was so easy right there that I didn't have to go from the grassroots.
Right.
I could just right there and just fix it from there.
And you said there's a couple things you saw she had heart. And what do you look for as a coach when you're looking, before you have to kind of weed out the ones that are there to go on Instagram and go on Facebook and what have you? How do you weed out those people?
I look at the dedication, the hard work. Are they showing up for the gym? And when they do come show up to the gym, are they working? And when she shows up to the gym, I tell her to do, she does it. I may be across the gym and look around, and she's on the bag, she's hitting it, she's not talking to nobody. She's like, I want to get it done and out. She'll get in and get her workout out and she's out of there. And sometimes I'm like, where'd she go? I had to tell her one time, hey, make sure you say bye to the coach before you leave, okay?
And that's such a delight as a trainer to have someone who as dedicated as that, where you don't have to put your head on a swivel, making sure they're doing the work. Because you know what? At the end of the day, when they get in the ring, they're on their own. It's going to show if you're working or not.
Exactly.
So let me switch back again to Mackenzie. So Mackenzie, coach gets you your first fight. And it was in your hometown. If I'm not correct. Now, are you living down in Harrisburg area right now?
Yeah, I am. I'm in Hershey.
Oh, you're in Hershey. Okay. So obviously there's going to be a lot of pressure. First fight, hometown, matched up against the girls, like I said, almost identical, training at the same time. I mean, it was almost like I was looking in a mirror when I was watching the fight. What were your thoughts? Firstly, what was your thoughts first when coach comes to you and says, "Hey, guess what, Mackenzie? We got you a fight." Your initial reaction?
I was so excited.
Okay.
So excited. So ready. Because this is what I had wanted. This is all I'd been wanting. I've been bugging him for a little bit to put me into that fight. And what I respect so much about coach is he will put you in when you're ready and like when it's safe. Like he's not gonna put his fighters in a place to get hurt. And like that was definitely really like kind of a breath of fresh air for me, because I've definitely been in sparring situations that I probably shouldn't have been in the past. So like that was really big for me, and I was just so excited for the opportunity to kind of go out and showcase it. And it also meant that he had enough faith in me that we'd be able to go out there and kind of get this done.
And it seemed that way, but so I got your reaction first. Mom and dad, what do your mom and dad say?
My dad loves it. My mom can't even watch it. So, yeah. I was just talking with him about it this week and kind of saying the same thing, that people say like, "Oh, that's awesome," or people think it's weird. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm a girl, but sometimes like other girls are like, "Why?" And he was like kind of screw anyone that says stuff like that. Like, you just keep doing you. Like, it doesn't matter that you're a girl. Like, I have two brothers who are awesome, but like my older one, he boxes a little bit, but my younger one kind of doesn't. And it's like, it doesn't matter that I'm a girl or not. Like, this is kind of become my passion, kind of something that I really enjoy working at and getting better. So I'm just excited for the future.
Well, you got a coach. You got to enjoy someone whose parents are behind them that way, as opposed to the opposite direction. She's got to be a joy to work with. When her first fight came up, she told us her experience. What was your thought process when you first heard, "Hey, I got to fight for her"? Were you just as excited to get the information to her that she had a fight?
Yes, because when Leo, the coach, reached out to me, like you said, I thought it was a split name. He said, "Yo, she's a nurse too." I'm like, "What?" Yeah, and I sent her the picture. We do fight flyers. We match both of them up. We put the flyers out. When I sent the coach the picture of Mackenzie, he's like, "Man, she looks just like my girl." I'm like, "What you mean?" He sent me the picture back. His girl, like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah, I know.
Exactly the same height, everything.
Yeah.
It kind of took me back a little bit. I'm like, what in the world? Like when I saw it, I was like, this is a spitting image of each other. First fights in your hometown there. So let's go a little bit forward now. The night of the fight, I'm sure you sold plenty of tickets for your people there. In the locker room, how was coach towards you? How did he get into your head to relax you?
Oh, he was super supportive. And we've kind of been working towards this match day warm up that I'd still a work in progress for me, but it's definitely been better. So I had comfort knowing that that's what we were going to do kind of before the fight, like regardless of all the other noise that was going on and the nerves, we were coming back to that warm up, and we were going to do that right up until the fight. So it's like, you couldn't really be super, super nervous up until the few minutes before, because we had practiced this. I knew it was coming, and I knew that it would get me ready to fight.
So now you're ready to fight. You have it out there. You're in your hometown. People there in the crowd that love you. Initial walk down. Coach is with you. First thing that comes to your mind when you step through the ropes. What's the first thing that comes to your head?
I felt like everything kind of went silence. Like it was just the nerves. And that's why, looking kind of back on the fight, like there's definitely improvements I could have made, because that was my first fight. But it was just that walk right up to the ring that I was definitely starting to feel it. And one of my teammates, Rashawn, he was super supportive, and he definitely saw it. He kind of put his headphones on for me and just played some music, and it just got rid of all the other noise. He's like, just focus on like you and your opponent. It's you in the ring. Like no one else matters. And like, that was definitely that walk down, kind of all the other people that were there and everything that I didn't want to let down my coach or let down myself, was definitely kind of playing in my like head. And he saw that right away, and he's like, don't worry about it. It's just you and the other girl, have fun. And like, that definitely helped.
And I saw that. And one of the things that I wanted to ask you too, the walk up the stairs onto that platform. I know for me, when I went up the stairs, you're on a stage. It's a little different. Did you make that adjustment? Because when I saw the fight, I thought that was your initial adjustment, trying to make, saying, okay, this is a little different because you're an elevated crowd behind you. Did you adjust to that in the first round or towards the end of the first round, or in the second round, you said, okay, one's out of the way?
It was the second round for sure. That first round, I was definitely holding my breath and not really like thinking fully. And coach, I was watching back the videos, and he's yelling like combinations of what he's seeing. And he jokes that I'm stubborn in the ring, but like I for the most part try and I listened to him. And that first round, it's like I wasn't hearing anything, like nothing.
Yeah, that's usually the case. I mean, at the first, I always say it's a tough man contest between the first three fights. It's usually a tough man contest, see who wins there. But I will say you have a tremendous coach to help you. Coach, on your end, first round, were you nervous?
Mom, so nervous. I mean, I tell my fighters, when I fought, I had butterfly. I tell my fighters, if you don't have butterfly for every fight, you're lying. You're lying to me. I mean, I had butterflies every fight. And I had the same butterflies, like I'm fighting as a coach. And I tell them that all the time. They said, butterfly, what y'all going through? I'm going through the same thing. I'm not even fighting. It's just that me coaching y'all and getting y'all there and wanting y'all to win and doing y'all best. I got butterflies too. But once that bell rings, I'm in coach mode.
I really enjoy that. I enjoy that camaraderie you have there with your fighters and what you have here with Mackenzie. It means a lot to coaches like us, and it shows what USA Boxing has done with the community there and fighters that they have. So let's turn our attention to the upcoming fight, April 27th, 2024. I messed that up. 2024, 6 p.m. Berwick, PA. You are coming into the hometown of Jennie Boberick. You beat her last time. It was a very close fight. I'm just going to be honest. I saw it was a very close fight. Again, it was like watching two of the same people fighting each other in a mirror. It was close. I thought Jennie had good moments. I thought Mackenzie had good moments. Okay. That bell rings. It's over. The victory goes to Mackenzie. Okay. No time for celebrating. No. Yeah. I feel that you went back to the gym. I know Coach Leo reached out to your coach to make the rematch. Repeat revenge. That is the poster. Makes perfect sense to be the co-main. What did you do from the time that bell rang to now that's going to make a difference that you feel?
We've been doing a lot of work, just improvements from that first fight. There's definitely a lot that we needed to kind of clean up so I can see and I can react better. But I think this second fight will definitely be different because that first one was my first one, and that first round, like it was even the competitive nature of it took me by surprise right away in that first round. Like I knew it was a fight, I knew it was scored, but even just how hard it like came out, it's definitely different than sparring. And we like hard spar, but it just was a different kind of beast. So I think this second time around, kind of expecting that a little bit more and cleaning up some of the mistakes that we had and just taking a breath and going in and just enjoying it and doing what we've been working on. Because even that first fight, I watch it back and I see so many things that we've been working on that I wasn't doing. I don't know if it was the nerves, but we definitely have a lot in our toolbox here that we'll pull out in the second fight.
Now, the difference is this time you are coming here. You're not the underdog. You are the favorite in this fight, but underdog meaning Berwick is a small town. There are going to be a lot of people there that were going to be on one-sided. That's just what it is. Now you're going to bring a lot of people there, and I'm sure Coach Claudia has people that he has on the card too that are going to bring other fighters there. But there's a little different. Berwick is renowned for football and all the big audiences that they bring. I know how it's going to be. Being the co-main event, second fight, does that play into you at all? Or are you cool with that?
I'm cool with that. Because even that first time, that place was packed. We definitely had, and it was mainly capital punishment people. So but even then, I wasn't really focused on them the second I got into that ring.
Mm-hmm.
All that always kind of faded out. So I'm hoping, or I'm thinking that will happen this time.
And we fought
what's that?
We fought a Berwick before, and we was the main event. This was like 2 years ago.
Okay, yeah. Who did you have there? Did you have?
We fought Rocky, and my guy was Richard Sims, Bubba. He was the main event from before Rocky.
Okay. Yeah, I remember.
He's real popular. And it was a close fight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I do remember. I
had my little girl there. She did the developmental bout. It was the first one.
Yeah. Okay. Now I know who. Now, yeah. Now, my mind. I have so much stuff that goes on, so I forget this. But I like I said, I do know you from Capital Punishment. So and you guys come with a big crowd anyway, well respected in Pennsylvania. And now, Coach Claudia, you have your own gym now. You have an own gym. You kind of broke off a little bit from Capital Punishment. Unite Central PA Boxing Club. Tell me a little bit about that. How that got started. Oh, there's look at that.
We're a nonprofit organization, Unite Central PA. What we do is we sponsor underprivileged youth, disciplinary youth. What we do is we get them off the street. If they fit our criteria, our board will sponsor them. We pay for the year membership, which is $700. We also pay to find out worth of equipment. We pay for all their travel expenses. It's a year program. So in the past 3 years since our organization came about, we sponsor over 21 kids.
Wow.
So that's what we did. But I wanted to start my own gym and my own nonprofit. So that's how United States PA Boxing Club came about.
And is this what you do as a full-time job?
Yeah, full-time job. I'm a personal trainer, strength and conditioning coach, full-time. Then nighttime, I run my personal trainer out of my own gym, the same boxing gym. Then at nighttime, we run the boxing program.
Well, it's very good. Well, Coach Claudia, I can tell you, you're one of. I've been around the business for over 40 years. That's kind of dating myself. But you're one of the good ones. And to have Mackenzie hooked up with you here, I think it's a winning combination. So April 27, 2024, you guys come to Berwick, the co-main event, where Mackenzie Mazur comes to the Berwick, PA, to fight at 6 p.m. against Jennie Boberick. Any final thoughts, Mackenzie?
I'm excited. I'm ready.
Coach?
I'm excited also. I'm ready for the rematch.
Well, this is Repeat or Revenge, April 27, 2024 in Berwick, Pennsylvania, 6 p.m. Get your tickets now. They're on sale. Mackenzie Mazur, one-on-one with Jennie Boberick, co-main event, Repeat or Revenge. I'm going to be neutral in this one, even though she's from Berwick and she's one of our girls. I'm neutral, but it's amazing how you two are identically matched between even fights and across the board. Nurses, it's unbelievable. Coach, thanks for coming on and giving us this time. Interview your fighters. We appreciate your time. Mackenzie, best of luck, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
See you on the 27th?
Yep, sounds good.
Thanks for watching the Zapata Brand podcast. Please subscribe to the podcast and listen where all podcasts are available.